thank you so much, Mr. Donald Lawrence, for
All right.
joining me today.
No problem.
We're going to talk a little bit about the Clark Sisters movie. Tell me a little bit, how far back do you go with the Clark Sisters?
I go way back. Well, really, first of all, I grew up just really kind of just idolizing Twinkie. One of my singers introduced me to their music when I was a kid, and I just became like a fan, fascinated with it. And I studied it. And later on, of course, as I got into the music industry, my mentor, who was an attorney who really trained me in music business, managed them. And that's how we got connected. And
wow.
It's just kind of been love since then. Yeah.
Sure. So tell me a little bit about the role that you play with the movie that's coming out this Saturday. When I tell you, I can't wait. I'm like, if they don't hurry up, But,
I know, man.
Tell me the role that you played. I heard you were the music producer for the movie.
I was a music producer for the movie, and what I did was all the musical performances I handled. Originally, the Clark Sisters were supposed to do all the vocals, and the cast were to lip to them. But the director, who is Christine Swanson, is a brilliant director. She asked me if, she wanted to cast singers as opposed to actors, because she doesn't like lip syncing. And she asked me if she got the right singers, could I get close to a Clark sound? And I told her I would give it a shot, but we got a little closer than that. To sometimes to the point to where even the sisters asked me if I got Twinkie to come in and do some overdubs. And I was like, nah, it's just actors, yeah. So it's beautiful. I'm very, very proud of it.
All right, so if you can, share with me your approach that you took of some of the arrangements, maybe for some of the songs. What was your approaching into this?
Well, I'm a person that studies in detail. So all my life I've studied Clark and how Twinkie went about stuff. So I just think I was born to do it,
Wow.
The approach was really to figure out the recipe of the Clarks, what Karen brings to it, what Twinkie brings to it, what Jackie brings to it, and what Dorinda brings to it. And it's to train the singers to get that. So Christina played Twinkie. I got her to understand Twinkie's straight tone and how it was placed. So I worked really hard on her, getting her to do that. Shalea, who is from David Foster's camp, and Shalea is a great singer herself, but she's known for doing more Whitney-esque things, and that's not Dorinda. So what I did with her was find Dorinda's tone, the placement, the raspiness, the smokiness, and really got her to channel that. And when you take that, Angela played Jackie, and Angela's really a soprano, but what she was really great with is mimicking voices. So she was able to mimic Jackie's airy cushion. And so with the Clark Sisters, you got Karen, who is on the top and pointed. You got Twinkie, who is kind of robust and the contralto, but with some high, but she's straight tone too. You got Dorinda with the raspiness in the middle. Then you got Jackie, which I call is almost like the whipped cream. You put her into the recipe and it smooths and molds it all together. Then you get the sound. I think you miss something if you don't have either one voice. And so just making them understand that is some of the things that I did. Also trying to figure out how to duplicate the sound of the organ from back then too. So I was a big fan of that and the way Twinkie did it, the sound of it, the sound of the Leslies. So I did the research on that. It's just putting all that together so that when you watch the movie, it takes you back to the 70s and the 80s and the early 90s, which is a big heyday for the Clark Sisters then. And that's what the goal was, to take you back in time,
Wow, definitely. I was on Instagram and I seen a video of Shalea and Kiera. And it was almost scary how she sounded so much identical to Dorinda.
Yeah.
I had
she
to
really
look.
Has. Yeah.
I had to
it's
literally
really good.
Look.
Yeah.
I looked like, wait a minute, is that Shalea? Like I literally had to look to see because she was mimicking the sound so well.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of that on there. When I listened to them sing in the movie, it really reminds me of the Clark Sisters when I was growing up. It sounds like the Clark Sisters 30 years ago, and it's really uncanny. And just the songs that we redid, literally the Clarks had to listen sometimes in the 70s and say, wait a minute, that's them, because it really comes so close that it almost feels like I took the Clark Sisters in and had them do the vocals.
Wow. Now, was there vocal training done, or was it more just the arrangements?
It was me training them right on the spot, because we
Okay.
When I got to Toronto, that's where we filmed the movie in Toronto. Got to Toronto, we went straight into the studio and had to go straight to work. We had no time because I had to get them ready for scenes. So we didn't have any coaching. They had acting coaching prior to, but vocally, it was to find this sound as fast as we could and get it down. And we did. We did it really fast. Probably within a few hours, I got the first song down. So after that, it was kind of smooth sailing after that.
Wow, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that you would say that you noticed in the Clark Sisters sound back then, now, present, that actually make them so unique? What is it? Because when you hear them, it's is it that they're sisters? But as a producer, a musical genius yourself, what would you say is making the sound so unique?
Well, it's definitely that family blend of harmony, but it's also their approach. You know, they had their unique approach. And of course, Twinkie was the catalyst in it. She actually trained Karen when Karen was younger. So I always say that the Clark Sisters is Twinkie's voice multiplied around all of the sisters. Twinkie is on the tenor, and Jackie is Twinkie in the alto and tenor, and Dorinda is Twinkie is in the alto, and Karen's, and they all find their own thing. But I think because she wrote it, she kind of continued to massage the sound. I think it's like kind of her voice with everybody putting their own inflections into it. But they all, of course, like they're amazing. So they all bring their own weight to the table. But I always look at it kind of like that. And then just the creativity. Like it was not, it's them, but you don't only know by their vocals, but by the songs, the content of the songs, the grooves of the songs, the approach to the songs. And that might be just something from that era though. And not just them.
Sure.
I mean, the Clarks, the Hawkins, Crouch, Whitfield, Smallwood, Vanessa, everybody had their own uniqueness. It wasn't a cookie cutter straight down the middle, but everybody loved it. You didn't have to be like this, you could be like this and it still worked. So I think it's something from that era as well.
Very good point. Did you have any, it sounded like you guys just kind of had a small window of time.
Yes.
So did you have any challenges with any of the cast members vocally with certain notes, arrangements? I know Karen sings really high, Kiki sings high, but was there any challenges that you guys had going into
Actually, no. I think Kiara was a little bit worried because she's not really the soprano that Karen is, but she did some great stuff. And Angela, who plays Jackie, she's literally a soprano, so I was able to move her around a lot when we were doing things. She could do some things as well. But it really, honestly, once we got past that first song and I found that sound, it was smooth sailing from then. We had very short window of time, and it was 14 songs. So I had, less than 14 days to do band and vocals. So it was good. But I actually, I was determined to knock it out, and I actually finished. Because with film, if you're late, it costs so much money. Yeah, I actually finished 2 days early.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they didn't think I was going to finish because they knew it was a heavy ask. But I finished 2 days early. Absolutely.
Wow, that's so amazing.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Now,
I was determined because it's Clark. I love them. This is such a great moment for me. It's an epiphany. If I always loved Twinkie, so I was like, I'm gonna make this happen by hook or crook,
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Did the movie spark any memories for you? If so, what part? What part would you say, without giving away the movie?
Okay, I would think what part would be was, well, like I said, I was always fascinated with them. But back in the day, there was this, gospel wasn't really in the theater, but back in the day, there was this very kind of cult movie called Gospel that had the Hawkins, James Cleveland, Clark Sisters. That moment, I always remember that moment because I was such a fan of them. We didn't have social media then, so you didn't get to see them. Either you were where they were or you didn't get to see them, or you just know them from a record. So just to kind of get to see them on a film and them singing those songs like Name It, Claim It, it was great. So seeing that in the movie and me getting to to recreate that actual moment was the best for me, because we recreate that moment in the movie.
Sure. Were the songs already chosen, or did you actually have to handpick those songs yourself?
Most of the songs were chosen, but once I got the list, I helped them augment the list a little bit and just say, I think this will be work. So we kind of did it. It was team effort, but a lot of it was chosen. Ronnie Petrie, who was really great music supervisor. had kind of put together a thing, and then I kind of gave them my opinion about certain things. We pulled some things and put some things in. So it was really a collaborative effort. Absolutely.
Sure. Wonderful. Now quote me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I seen some extra cast members in a choir, was it, in one scene?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How were they chosen? Were they extra family members or?
It was singers in Toronto area, in the Canada area. So the choir is actually a choir, session singers in Toronto. They were also used in some of the cast as well. One of the songs has a choir theme because, of course, Dr. Clark was a choir director.
Sure.
So there's one song that definitely has a choir behind it. And I went to the studio and taught them the song there. So I taught the choir as well and kind of put a little icing on one of the old choir arrangements that Dr. Clark used to do.
Okay, wonderful. My last question for you, and
Sure.
I'm not going to take up too much of your time, even though we quarantine.
I know, right?
I'm like, he has all the time in the world. I'm going to ask you this now. What makes this movie so special for you, would you say?
I think what makes it so special for me is my obsession with the Clarks. You know, I would have never thought in a million years. Not only would I wouldn't have thought I would even ever met them before, much less go in the studio and say, hey, no, you guys do it like this, or hey, y'all used to sing this way. They laugh at me because I'll tell them how they used to do it. And they laugh at me about that kind of thing. So, you know, to do that, and also to really, I championed for them so much in the 80s, and I always felt like they didn't get their just due. I said, we know them, but I was like, you just don't understand how brilliant they are. And to come years later and work with them, and then the album that I produced with them scored them their first Grammys. They won 3 Grammys. That was just another epiphany. And here I am again working on their first movie. So, you know, it's a lot of moments for me. It's a lot of very, very beautiful moments that I would have never thought would have happened to me. But I praise God for it. And I praise God that when the opportunity gave itself, I was ready for it. Because sometimes it comes when we're not ready. So the preparation definitely made me ready for it.
Well, thank you so much. I can't think of any other music producer, trainer, vocalist. I would have been mad if they had told me somebody else worked on me. If it wasn't
Thank you.
Lawrence.
I appreciate that so much. I know how the Clark Sisters fans are. They got their own beehive. And I was like, if I mess this thing up, they are going to strangle me. But I think everybody is going to be very happy with the way the cast is doing the music. It's
wonderful.
It's yeah, I'm proud of it.
Well, I can't wait to see it. And again, thank you for taking out your time just to speak with me.
Sure. Really thank you for talking with me as well. I appreciate it.
And all the amazing. I have one question. I got to ask
you
this. I was telling my husband this, and I hope I was right. Did you vocal train Lady Gaga?
I did not. I'm going to tell you, this is a funny story. Let me just say that. It's a really funny story. Her vocal coach is named Donald Lawrence. It's another Donald Lawrence in New York. However, press has screwed it up because I think I have a bigger name, that when they say him, they use my photo. There is literally a documentary on her in UK where they talk about her coach and they show me in the docu-film. I have people, because I coach too, and people know that I coach as well.
Sure.
I have people calling me. We get them mixed up. So one day I found him and I called him. I said, you know, I think people are getting the both of us mixed up because I'm getting these people calling me that I don't know, and I'm seeing my name places that I know I haven't done. And I was like, at first I got confused because I worked with some people in the conservatory. And I was like, maybe Gaga was somebody I worked with in the conservatory. She changed her name. I was like, I don't remember working with her. So we laughed about it, and that's what it is. He actually is Donald Lawrence, vocal coach in New York, and he made me laugh when he showed me the documentary on her that had my photos.
It did.
Yes,
and that's
exactly. That's where it started. Yeah, it's really a mistake. It really is. But he and I have talked, and we laughed about it. It was just so uncanny that that we got the same names, and and both of us being in the business, and both of us coaching people. So people just got it switched up. So,
well, now I got to quit going around telling people that.
Yeah, it's really it is a Donald Lawrence. It's just not me.
It
is a Donald Lawrence. It is a Donald Lawrence. Yeah, it's a Donald Lawrence. He's in New York, and he's a vocal coach. He's very, very mild-mannered, so he just quietly coaches, and you don't really see him photos. So usually when you research it, I'm going to come up.
That makes sense. Well, I'm glad I got that clarified. Cool. I gotta quit telling people that now.
that is the real truth. I've met Gaga before though, but that's not me. It's another guy, and he's great. He's a very, very great coach.
Got it. Well, thank you again. It's such an honor, man. This is such an honor.
Likewise.
To speak with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.